Hello, I'm Joan Wilder. Welcome back to another edition of Senior Spotlight. Our Senior Spotlight this morning is on Kip Kennedy and Ann Bowman, who are members of the Tri-State Singles Incorporated. Thank you for joining us, Kip.
Glad to be here.
And thank you, Ann.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure.
The first question that I would ask of Kip is, just what is the Tri-State Singles Incorporated?
Well, Tri-State Singles is a private nonprofit social organization, and we operate in the tri-state area of Tennessee, Virginia, and North Carolina. We're based here in Kingsport.
Well, that's pretty far outreach. Do you have people that travel all these distances to come to your events?
Yes, we have folks that come from over 100 miles away.
Well, you must have interesting programs then.
We do have interesting dances and events. We certainly do.
Well, that sounds good. Ann, tell us, when was the Tri-State Singles Incorporated founded, and how long has it been in operation?
Well, we started in 2002. Just a bunch of us got together and we're looking for a non-smoking venue, someplace to go and just have a good time. And we came up with Tri-State Singles, and we're in our 6th year.
And it's run continuously since then?
Constantly since then. Never missed a beat.
And you have a lot of fun?
We have a great time.
Kip?
And
you want to add something to that?
Yeah, we're run by a board of directors. We have from the group, several people from the group that serve as the board of directors and guide us.
Are these people elected by the membership?
They're elected by the membership.
Okay. Well, and what's really the purpose of this singles group?
The purpose is to have a entertaining day or evening. It's for single folks, and we give them an alcohol, a drug-free, smoke-free environment.
And what age groups are involved?
Well, we serve 18 years of age to 99 years of age.
You mean that if I live to be the ripe old age of 100, I can't join?
Well, if you're at the ripe old age of 100, we'll let you in free. How's that? So,
We'll give you an honorary membership for that age.
Right.
Thank you
I wish
so
you that, Joan, I really do.
Thank you so much. Well, what events do you schedule?
Well, we have dances. We have a dance on the 2nd Saturday of every month. We run different events throughout the summer, picnics and things like that, get-togethers for singles. We go on trips, go to the movies. We get a bunch of us to go to the movies. We advertise we're going to meet at such and such a place. We go to the movies. Mind you, this is all single people.
Mm-hmm.
And our dances are our biggest draw.
Mm-hmm.
We have picnics, pig roast, you name it. If you have an interest you'd like to have done or some event you'd like to do, bring it to the board and we'll work with you. We'll be glad to see if we can handle it.
You said a pig roast. Do we dig a hole in the ground and do the
not-
whole
we,
9
we
yards,
started
or
out
do we
that
cheat?
way. We started out that way, but then we've gotten to a point where we have a member that does, he's a fantastic cook. So we kind of turned it over to him, so he just takes care of it all. And
So he has one of those big grills or something?
Yeah, he has a big grill, and he does it all that way, and it's absolutely delicious.
Well,
We also have chili cook-off, and that's coming up.
Well, that sounds great.
Now, that's a fun event. All of our members bring chili that want to bring it. We offer it to the first 10 that sign up for it. So we have quite a variety of chili.
Well, Kip, do you have any other adventures besides pig roasts? And
well, yes. It can be anything for fun. We could have an evening at the theater, a card night. She mentioned the pig roast. We have day trips. We may go to Gatlinburg for a day, Cherokee for a day. It just depends on what the membership would like to do, because this organization is one that is actually run by the members through their input to the board.
well, do you have business meetings?
We have business meetings that are board meetings, and those are open to any member of our organization that would like to come and talk to us and tell us what they're interested in. And if they're willing to sponsor the event or say, I'll be in charge of it, we'll go for it.
So in other words, if I was a member and I wanted to have a pig roast, it would be up to me to dig the hole.
It's up to you to dig the hole, but you will have 25 or 30 helpers to help you dig that hole.
Oh,
So
well, now
that's-
that's good. About how many single people attend these events?
We will have anywhere between 100 and 200 people attend an event. It simply depends on the weather, on what is going on in the area at the time as to how many people will actually show up.
Like during the winter months when the weather gets kind of bad, do you have more attendance at, say, dances or less attendance?
It depends. To give you an idea, the biggest picnic I think we ever had, it was pouring down rain. We were huddled under a shelter because we had planned to expand out into the surrounding community for part of this, and we were all huddled together under a cover and sitting there eating elbow to elbow.
And you'll always remember
We'll
that.
always remember
These
that time.
impromptu meetings usually are the most fun.
Right, we had a wonderful time.
Are there very many single people in the tri-state area, Ann?
Well, according to the national census figures for 2000, there's 16,539,965 single individuals in Tennessee alone,
Wow.
Virginia, and North Carolina. There's 125,349 in Sullivan County alone. The U.S. Census Bureau tells us for the first time in history, 50% of the country's people are single. They're no longer the minority. They're getting up there to be the majority.
Well, no wonder you have such a great turnout at all your events. Well, tell me, Kip, if I were just recently divorced or widowed, and I'm kind of, hesitant, I'm kind of been out of the social swing for a little while, and I'm just really uncomfortable about how do I get my feet wet back in the dating game again? What do I need to do?
Well, first thing you've got to realize is that you're not by yourself in that respect.
That
because
sounds like it.
50% of the population is single. So at each of our events, we will have about 60% of our attendance is from our membership, and about 40% of the attendance is just visitors from the area. And you'll never have to fear being alone at an event because everybody is in the same boat as you are. And we have folks who are with the organization who will help you get acquainted with others. We'll make introductions to people just as friends. We're not trying to set you up with a date because we're not a dating organization. But we do try to make sure that you have a good time.
Well, that sounds good. Well, now, if I showed up at a dance, for example, and I saw a good-looking gentleman I'd like to dance with, would it be inappropriate for me to approach him and ask him to dance?
Certainly not. We have the lady. As a matter of fact, we have a couple of things set aside in which the ladies are invited to go out and pick any gentleman they like and dance with them. So
I like that.
And
Don't
we
you
have
like
ladies,
that, Ann?
yeah, we have
Ladies'
ladies'
choice.
choice, and we do a lot of different things. We have whistle dances where you get to dance with different people. And we blow a whistle, everybody has to change partners.
Well, that sounds like fun.
We have the broom dance, you drop a broom, they have to leave the dance floor and get somebody that's not dancing and bring them on the dance floor, and then before you know it, everybody's up dancing.
So it doesn't take you long to learn the rules and what the whistle means and what the
and
broom
it's a lot
means
of fun.
and
It's
everything.
icebreakers. It gets people to meet people. And
we try to cover this information prior to that particular little segment of it so that everybody knows exactly what's going on.
Well, that's good. Do you ever have like a gentleman and a lady that meet at these singles and they become a couple?
yeah, as a matter of fact, I was in the chiropractor's office yesterday afternoon, and I was filling out my check, and I said, oh, I had the wrong book. I had the tri-state checkbook. And I said, I can't use that. I mean, that would be a no-no. And I went ahead and finished it, and the girl had a smirk on her face, and I says, what's the matter? She says, I met my boyfriend at one of your dances.
Well, that's
Now
good.
I didn't know this girl, but she had come to one of our dances and she had met this gentleman, and then they went on their way and she had saw him someplace else, and then they just started dating, but they had originally met at one of our dances.
I'd say that probably happens quite a bit.
I'm sure it does.
So, you have people who are really, really on time and at every one of your dance events, and then they meet this significant other, and then all at once they kind of drop out because they have other places to go, and they're not interested in you anymore.
But we're always getting new ones.
Yeah,
we're getting new ones constantly.
That's wonderful. Kip, I don't want to feel out of place now when I come. Now, how do I dress? What's the appropriate dress for a dance?
Well, our gentlemen wear shirts with collars on. Got to have a collar on. And a pair of dress pants or blue jeans, whatever you're comfortable in. The ladies wear dresses, slacks, casual attire. And then in the summer months when it gets a little bit warm, even with air conditioning, we consider dress shorts to be accepted.
I would think that if you were in a dance that had 200 people and it was in the middle of July and it was 95 degrees, even with air conditioning, it's going to be warm.
It gets warm, it does. And of course you have to remember that this is your last chance to make a good first impression.
That's true.
So,
That's true. You mentioned about membership a little while ago, Ann. What would I need to do to join the organization?
Well, first of all, you need an application, and we advertise in the local papers and things like that with telephone numbers for people to call if they can't pick up an application at the different places we leave them. Or at any one of our events, they can come to an event. They're given an application. We have a membership fee of $15 a year, which helps to cover the basics. You know, we send a newsletter out and postage and different things like that, printing and so forth for the different flyers of events and things like that. And that's pretty much it. Our membership runs from October 1st to September 30th is our fiscal year. And in fact, we're in a membership drive right now. So we're just starting. It's coming in quite regular.
And Kip, you said that all singles are welcome. What are the advantages of being a member?
well, first of all, I'd like to add to the fact that we are a member of the Kingsport Chamber of Commerce, and that we have folks who come in here from North Carolina. We got them that come in here from Virginia, Pound, Abingdon, Virginia, Roan Mountain, Boone, North Carolina, Greenville, Parrottsville, Morristown. And we have members from a lot of the surrounding areas, so we're actually covering a wider area than it looks like we would.
Also, it sounds like you have this whole area saturated.
Also, when I say that we have 100 to 200 people come, that's not the same 100 to 200 people each time. So actually, we are probably having are covering 300 to 400 people because they come this month and they don't come next month and so on. So if you come on a regular basis, you get to meet a lot of people.
Do you
coming on a regular basis, it pays to be a member because
Right.
when our members come, they get a discount on admittance and so forth to any one of our events. And we offer some events to members that are absolutely free. Like we'll have a free dance, we call it member appreciation, and things like that. So it really pays to be a member. The discounts are anywhere from $3 to $4 on a dance. So it works out. If 3 dancers, you've got your membership. It's $15, or 4 dances, whatever it takes to bring it. Excuse me, 3 times 5 is 15. So 5 dances, you've got your $15 membership back.
It's four. 4 savings now.
Yeah, it works pretty good. So.
Do you share all this information with other singles organizations in the area?
Yeah, we do. We go. We'll put flyers out of different things that are going on for other singles groups. We try to stay within a single area because we are a singles group. But we appreciate the same response when we have things that we'd like to do to be put at their events and so forth.
So they leave flyers at your events for their...
And we try to keep up on scheduling our events, our extracurricular events, not our second Saturday event, because that's a must. We have that every second Saturday. That's been since day one.
So do you announce at that event where the dance is going to be the next time?
And we also send out emails. That's another good advantage of being a member because you get on the email list. We do take people that are not on the email list, but mainly if you're a member, you definitely get an email.
Well, that's great. That seems to be a mighty big undertaking to accommodate that many people.
It sure
How do you
is.
do that?
And well, we've got a list. We've got a bunch of good volunteers. We've got people that are really interested in single people. They put their heart and soul into the group, and we get help from other members. We're always looking for volunteers, though. If there's anybody out there that wants to volunteer, as long as you're a member of Tri-State Single, we never turn you away.
If we're having an event like a dance, do you have finger foods, or how do you do that?
We put on a buffet. We started out saying finger foods, but we put our heart and soul into that too, because usually it's a member that'll say, well, I'll do the food this week, and they want to show off their good talents and all that kind of stuff. So it's a variety. Sometimes we have it catered. It all depends, but all drinks are free. That's all included in the dance admission. There's no extra charge for drinks, no extra charge for any of the food.
Do you ever have an event where everybody shows up with Diet Coke and potato salad, and that's all you have?
They don't have to. They don't have to bring anything to ours because we have it.
You already provide that.
We already provide it. Now, there are some events like the chili cook-off. We ask people if they want to bring something. That's fine, too. That's not supplied by the club. But our second Saturday dances, and usually our events, all the drinks and the snacks are provided at the second Saturday dances. The other events, all the drinks are provided. Mm-hmm. Picnics, they all bring covered dishes and stuff like that.
But now what you provide in the food line, this comes from your membership of $15 a year? Is that what provides the cost?
It comes out of it, and it works out that it comes out of the dance fee and so forth.
Well, that sounds great. Do you rent these sites to have these events, or are they usually donated? Or?
Yes, we rent them. We also have occasionally we'll have someone donate a site for us. Our next event will be at the Outdoorsman Incorporated. That's a club building on Highway 11W. It's between here and Bristol, right close to Blountville. It's about 7 miles from the intersection of Eastman Road and Stone Drive. And we'd love to have folks come out to visit with us. Our chili and dessert cook-off will be at Warriors Pass State Park Recreation Building, and that will be on Sunday, October 28th at 4 p.m., and we're going to run till probably 10 p.m. there. We do have a band for that, so there will be some dancing after you eat. It's just a fun afternoon, evening.
Is this going to be at a covered site?
It is a covered site. It is a building, and it is, as you enter Duck Island there, you will find this building on your right. It's a gray building there, and we just all pile in there and have a good time.
And there's room in that building for dancing and a band and everything?
There's room in there for they have a stage even in that building. From its appearance on the outside, it seems small, but when you get inside, there's a lot more room there than meets the eye.
Well, maybe there is. Ann, how can we learn what you've planned?
Well, you can check the local newspapers and so forth. We have some courtesy ads in those, and the Loafer, which you can pick up right here at the Senior Center. Just call any one of us officers. My number is 392-0008, and you can call me, and I can give you information on where our next event is, or I'll send you out an application. You can call other officers.
When you have an event, do you have information at that event telling you about the next event?
Yes, ma'am, we do. We have flyers that we put out that tells what events are coming up, when they are, and usually they're a couple of months in advance notice.
So if I want to know what's going on in the future, I need to just attend the events then, don't
Come
I?
to one of our events and you'll get all that information. We'll give you a name. You give us your name and telephone number. We'll send you applications and everything else you need.
When you have and plan your business meetings with your board, do you plan the whole year's activities, or you just go like a month or two in advance?
We have our bands booked for a year.
Okay.
We plan our bands for a year. We know we're going to have our second Saturday dance. As to where we're going to have it, that's right now is the question. We try to do that 3 months in advance.
Would you like to name some of the different bands that you've had?
We've had Kids Our Age, The Mailmen, Double Trouble. Just there's so many to mention. We have one person that handles just the bands. One person is our band personnel. She takes care of booking bands and when we hear of a new band in the area, several of us get together and go and listen to that band to see whether or not it would pass our membership. We're very selective.
Well, that's
we like certain kind of music, and our group likes certain kind of music. We like the volume kept to a minimum, because after all, we are a singles group, and you need to talk to one another. And if you've got a band that you can't hear,
that kind of defeats your purpose, doesn't
right.
it?
So we do pretty well. We seem to have, some people come in with new bands and they say, "Ooh, we'd like you to hear this band." We give them the courtesy and go and do it, and if it's a good band, we ask them for their prices and booking, and we let our girl handle it. Her name is Janice Stapleton.
Well, that's good. The amount of effort that you put forth by paying, renting the halls and paying the bands and furnishing food and drink, that must be a big job.
It is a big job, and like I say, our volunteers do a lot for us. And we will accept sponsorship from any organization that would like to help sponsor us. We can always use 2-liter sodas, contributions of fresh food, cakes from the caterers, bakeries or restaurants, or even cash to hire a band. We use ice, paper plates, plastic utensils, cups, and we always recognize their sponsors and thank them for their efforts towards us.
Do you usually have enough of these items like paper plates and things donated, or do you sometimes have to blow your budget buying them?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes we have to buy those. But we do try to consider the number of people that we will have attending and make sure that we have a sufficient quantity there. We could probably handle in the neighborhood of 400 people one night if they happen to show up. Of course, we're not sure, they might have to sit on each other's laps, but we are constantly looking for facilities that will house at least 200 people.
I think that's pretty difficult to find sometimes, isn't it?
Right.
Especially in bad weather where
And
you have to be indoors.
We like to have a backup just in case something comes along and something would be destroyed by a fire or flood. We want to have a backup in mind that we can go to, and we would love to have organizations call us and volunteer their facility just as a backup. Or as a permanent location. We're also looking for a permanent location. And if we could find someone out there who had a building who would like to donate it to us to use, we go in, we fix it up, clean it up, and this sort of thing. And because we continue to grow. When we first started out, we started out with 65 members. We now have, we finished up last year with 205, I think it was, members.
And these are fairly active
These
members?
are active members, yes ma'am.
But then you have like hundreds that just come periodically?
Right, right.
Well, that still sounds like a great growth.
We call those that come periodically as guests.
They're guests.
They're guests.
Do you help other organizations in the community?
Yeah, we do help several organizations. We volunteer with, some of us volunteer with Keep Kingsport Clean, Second Harvest Food Bank, Contact Concern.
Now you do this as a group, like a singles group?
Several of us within the group do all these things. And we're recognized through these groups. Second Harvest just sent us a letter thanking us for working with the races and helping them with their fundraisers and so forth.
What do you do at the races?
Well, I didn't work this year, but several of the other members did, and they cooked the kobas on the great big, what's the name of the kobas company? I can't think of it offhand. That donate the Johnsonville brats. I couldn't think of the name of them, but they have this great big, huge barbecue grill, and get up there and they cook the knockwurst or bratwurst, and then we have.
It sounds like a warm job.
So, yeah, they have a lot of fun doing it, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But that's what you do when you volunteer.
That's true. That's exactly. Volunteerism is hard work.
That's right.
In fact, if you were getting paid for it, you probably would want more money.
Nah, yeah. They could never pay you what it's worth.
That's
though.
true.
Now Ann works with Trash Busters during Fun Fest, and Jeter Kinsler, and
Carol Gibson.
Carol Gibson. Several of our members do. We've volunteered as servers for Contact Concern. Their mystery dinner theater that they had, we were there. We support Second Harvest during the Bristol race events, as Ann told you. And we can be called upon at any time from any organization, because we're really a type of service organization too. And if they need extra help, if we have folks available, we'll be happy to help them out.
On a volunteer basis?
On a volunteer
you will go and help other clubs. Well, that's
we will go
wonderful.
and help other clubs.
What kind of dreams do you have for these singles organization? Where do you expect it to go, or where would you like for it to go?
Well, our dreams is, first of all, we would like to have a permanent location, someplace we can call home.
Yes.
We occasionally are looking at property. We're looking at buildings, etc. They are way out of our budget right now, but we have the dream that someone would come in and help us support this. We work really hard, and you know, if we could have someone who would donate us either money, funds towards a building, donate property, and you got to keep in mind that it's very difficult to find a place that will accommodate 200 single cars.
That's true.
So we have to keep this in mind as we go. Much of our things that we use, and we have a truckload that goes to every dance. That's stored in members' homes, and we just go around and pick them up and take them to the dance.
This is supplies like
Supplies,
table linens,
candles, napkins, plates, cups, saucers, etc. All has to be carried to and from wherever we're having the place.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a little problem there in the fact that requires some labor, and we'd love to have volunteer labor for for this. The volunteer ladies usually will load their cars full of food and bring it to the dance. They go pick up whatever they need. They will prepare it. We'll load it in several cars, and we get it to the dance that way.
And the gentlemen load the trucks with
Gentlemen help unload the trucks and load the trucks and police the parking lot, and we do all sorts of things.
Well, it sounds like you all have a lot of
We
fun.
always try to leave our event areas cleaner than we found them. If that requires mopping, sweeping the floor, whatever, we have volunteers that are happy to do that too.
And I bet going into different venues and different places like that, you wish everybody had that goal in mind, is to leave it better than they found it.
Right, to leave it better than they found it.
And what is your next big event?
Well, the next one will be the chili cook-off, which
Okay.
is October 28th. It's on a Sunday afternoon, and it's going to be at Warriors Path in the Recreation Building. And we're looking forward to that. It's going to be a fun event again.
Well, that's good.
I'm not entering chili because I've won too many times, and they keep saying, you're not entering chili. I said, no, I won't do it this year.
What about dessert? Are you entering dessert?
No, I'm going to hold off on the dessert, too. I'm going to pass on. I'm going to let everybody else have the ball this time.
Now, not asking you to call any names, but is there anyone with the group that is known to have killer chili or the best dessert?
Well, that's why I'm not going to do it anymore.
So I guess you're the designated killer chili
No,
lady.
just kidding, just kidding. No, there's several of them. We've got some excellent cooks. I mean, you know, these are women. I mean,
Well, we
although
could,
we've got a couple of men that are doing some cooking.
but we're not going to admit that when a man decides he's going to be a cook, usually he is an excellent cook.
But we've got a good one that's going to make. He's going to make what they call a pretzel salad. And anybody out there that knows anybody about Tri-State Singles, they know who he is. He does a good job. He makes a good pretzel salad.
Can you think of anything else that you want to tell us about the singles organization that we haven't talked about yet?
Offhand, I can't think of anything except get a pencil, everybody, and write this telephone number down. It's Kip's telephone number, and it's...
Well, while they're getting their pencil, I'll tell you this, that our next dance is on November the 10th at 7 p.m. and that will be at the Outdoorsman Building on Highway 11W up near Blumpville. We'll have one of our favorite bands there, kids our age, and we invite all the singles who are listening to come out to either our chili cook-off or our next dance and just have a good time. That's what we're there. That's what we're there for. That's what we're all about, is just having a good time.
What kind of dance music, what kind of dances do you have? What,
We
you
have
waltzes?
we have a mixture. We have rock and roll. We have some fancy ballroom. We have line dances. We have a little country dance. it fits in with most anybody's idea of music.
So if I wanted to come to if I was single and wanted to come to one of your dances, you do have line dances where I wouldn't have to have a partner.
You don't
if
have
I
to
was
have a
just
partner.
a little shy, you know,
Right.
about getting back into it, there
And-
would be line dances.
And I will say this, we have gentlemen members who will actually go out and dance with 3 ladies at one time. So, you know,
What kind of a dance is this called now?
well, now this is just rock
That's
and roll.
freestyle.
Just
Freestyle.
freestyle rock and roll. And we also have had circle dances in which everybody just gets in a big circle and they dance.
Those are a lot
So,
of fun.
yeah.
I've done that. Yes.
And so we have mixers that accommodate most anybody's atmosphere, and there's no need to worry about it. We have all had the experience of forgetting how to dance. So, you know, we have members there who are expert dancers who will help these people get back in the swing of things.
Well,
So-
I suppose you probably have some ladies that come that have been busy with their families all
Right.
these years, haven't been on a dance floor in 40 years
Right.
probably.
And I have several ladies that will come to me and say, well, you know, I really don't know how to dance. So we take it easy. We just slow through, and, you know, it works out really well. And they remember, you know, but it's been a while. So we may have a stepped on toe or something, but we get over it.
But it's pretty much just a relaxed, laid back,
We just have a
clean
good
fun.
time.
That sounds great. Ann, anything else you want to add?
I don't think so, but the telephone number I was going to give you is Kip's telephone number.
All right.
And
Kip's going to give us
she's
that
going to give
telephone.
out my telephone number?
it's 423-246-3730. And he'll tell you how you can get in touch with anybody from Tri-State, how to get an application, or where to pick up a flyer.
We have answering machines on both lines. So if you should happen to call and don't get an answer, just leave a number, and your number is confidential. We don't go spread it around that you call Tri-State Singles or anything of that sort. So all you need to do is call, leave a number, and we'll be happy to call you back and try to catch you, you know, let you know what is going on with Tri-State Singles.
Well, it sounds like this is a very exciting thing that's going on in this area and very well attended. And you seem to be very, very happy and have a lot of fun.
Our people are well pleased.
Are they?
We get compliments all the time. The best quote I think I could give you is a lady said, I came here tonight, and tonight I met my best friend.
Well, that is a great compliment.
Now, I don't know what she meant by that, whether it was male, female, but she met her best
doesn't
friend
matter,
there
your best
tonight.
friend.
Right.
So that's probably the best advertisement for any group is for the members to go out and say, I'm
Right.
having a wonderful time. Because they are your best advertisement is well-satisfied members. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yep.
Anything else you want to add, Kip?
Not that I can think of.
Well, I sure appreciate you being on our Senior Spotlight, and thank you for being on our Senior Spotlight. And we hope that someone out there is going to be very generous and call and donate you a home.
I hope so.
That'd
Now,
be fabulous.
we do have a website.
Would you like to put your website on this program also?
Yes, it's www.tristatesingleinc.com.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here.
You can also contact us by saying contact at tristatesingleinc.com, and that is their email address, and that one is checked.
Okay. Well, thanks once again, Kip, for being here today. Thank you, Ann, for being here today. And before we go, I would like to remind you out there that here at the Kingsport Senior Center, we're having a belly dance workshop Saturday, November the 10th. Our instructor is Anka O'Leary, who is the director of the Baraka Monday Dance Ensemble from Asheville, North Carolina. She's going to have 2 workshop sessions. If you would like more information, call 392-8402. That concludes this episode of Senior Spotlight. Be sure and watch Senior Spotlight each Monday evening at 8 p.m. on Channel 16.